It's all about which thought you feed in your mind, whether positive or negative, whether optimism or pessimism. Depending upon that, it will be happiness or failure. So the choice is yours. So if you want to be happy, you have to feed yourself with positive thoughts. If you think this is enough, then of course feed your brain with negative thoughts. Namaskaram. Want to hear more stories? Yes, here's another story for you. Once upon a time, far away in a distant land, there lived a man in the outskirts of the city. He had 2 dogs, a black one and a white one. He used to bring these dogs to the village and make the dogs fight. So every time either the white dog won or the black one won the match. So there were villagers who used to gather around to see the dogs fight. This continued for weeks together and years together, and there were a lot of people who used to gather to watch this dogs fight, and they used to bet on the dogs too. Sometimes the black dog won, sometimes the white dog won. So it always happened that the dog which the man betted would win the match. So there was a lady who used to very closely follow these dog fights, and she was a regular visitor when that fight took place. She used to be around, and sometimes she betted on the dogs too. After some years, a law came telling that dog fights should be banned. So they were not allowed anymore. So what happened was, it became an illegal thing to make dogs fight. And slowly this man too left the city, and then in the long run there were no dog fights at all. One day a lady who used to visit these dog fights every day happened to bump on this man. So she always had a question in her mind, and now she decided to ask this man that. And she told him, she introduced herself first. She told him that she was a great appreciator of the dog fights, and she used to come and witness them some years ago, and she felt happy meeting him again. And she told him, there is a question for you, can I ask? And he said, yes, you may ask me whatever you want. And then she said, see, I have been observing during the dog fights, every time the dog which you bet on would win the match. So how did you manage to do this? Why is it that a dog you betted won the match? So can you solve this mystery for me? So to this question, the man said, well, throughout the week I fed a particular dog, and it grew and became strong. So I knew that this dog would definitely win the match. So that is how the dog I betted won the match. You see now? See, it is all about how we feed the thoughts in us. Happiness comes when we feed positive thoughts in us, and when we feed negative thoughts, it is all sorrow and failure. It's all about which thought you feed in your mind, whether positive or negative, whether optimism or pessimism. Depending upon that, it will be happiness or failure. So the choice is yours. So if you want to be happy, you have to feed yourself with positive thoughts. If you think this is enough, then of course feed your brain with negative thoughts. So just as the dog which grew stronger and fatter and won the match Same way, our mind is also filled with negative and positive thoughts. Our brain is a good servant but a bad master. What we feed our mind, that happens. For example, when we have a severe back pain, a backache, if we keep on thinking about that, what happens? The pain increases, and then slowly you start feeling that you cannot walk, you cannot sit, you have a vertebrae problem, then you start building a mountain out of a molehill. Though it might be a small thing where you can easily get over. At the same time, even with the backache, if you keep yourself involved in so many other things, like you start doing your normal work in a normal way and you don't think too much about it, the pain will slowly subside on its own. When you start focusing more on it, only the pain is becoming more. So it depends upon, you can easily get over all these problems if you really try your best. Same is the case with learning English language also. Many of you think that English is very tough. How can I speak? How can I talk? How can I write? I make a lot of mistakes. This language is not for me. But then you already know that English is required for you to grow higher in life. Whether you go for an interview, you go for a job, you require English there. So you cannot run away from the language. It is quite simple and easy. It depends upon what you feed. So if you feed positivity and think, I will do it, I can really do it, I am going to win, I am going to speak like anybody else, and you put a little effort, you will definitely be able to learn the language. If you think you can't, then definitely no one can help you. So it is like this, not all storms come to disrupt life, some come to to show the right path too. So the way we take in to learn something depends upon what we feed our mind. So feed your mind with positivity and definitely success will be yours. I hope you like the story and the message that I had for you. Do like, share and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.